Good morning, students. Welcome to the second lecture of the class of health education. In the last class, we studied about the definition of health education, which was given to us by the World Health Organization. And we also studied different factors and conditions which influence and affect the health of a person. Okay, so in today's lecture, we will discuss about diseases. We will discuss the types of diseases and how they get spread from one person to another. Okay, starting with the first point. What do you mean by diseases? Okay, so there's not a particular definition, but we can explain it like so. Diseases are abnormalities in our body causing discomfort and uneasiness, which result in organ or organs or organ system or a particular organ or full organ system being affected. Diseases are diagnosed by some signs which our body shows. Like our body gives some signs or signals like fever, cold. These are some signs, body ache. These are signs which our body gives that shows that there's something abnormal in our body. Something is not normal. These signs are called symptoms. Okay, so symptoms help the doctor to know by which disease the person is affected. Like our head is paining or our shoulder is paining. So some problem is in our shoulder. If our head is paining, some or stomach is paining, so there is problem in the stomach. So the symptoms help the doctor to know which particular organ or particular organ system is affected and what particular medication has to be given to him to make his body normal. What particular medicine or particular treatment has to be given to a person to make his body normal. So this was the definition, you can say, or the explanation of diseases. Moving forward to the next point, which is types of diseases. To help a common person to understand, we have divided diseases into further two parts, namely communicable disease and non-communicable diseases, which you all can see on your screen. So let's start with communicable disease. Communicable diseases, these diseases which under suitable conditions tend to spread from a person suffering from a disease to a healthy person. Therefore, these diseases are also called infectious diseases. Usually, they are due to the invasion of the body by specific infectious agent. The major communicable diseases in India are rabies, cholera, typhoid, fever, worm infestation, TB or tuberculosis, cough, measles, influenza, leprosy. These are some communicable diseases which can see in our country. And next is non-communicable diseases. Non-communicable diseases are diseases which don't spread from one person to another. Therefore, they are called as non-infectious diseases. Okay, such diseases are not caused by a single agent, but many factors are responsible for their development. Okay, the major non-communicable diseases on increase in India are heart diseases, cancer, mental illness, respiratory allergy, diabetes, hereditary disorders, genetic abnormalities, malnutrition diseases, alcoholism, smoking, drug addiction. These are some non-communicable diseases. Non-communicable disease, they don't spread through touch or through air. Okay, so moving forward, what are the causation of communicable disease? How, in a common language, we can say how the communicable disease are caused. Okay, so several theories were advanced from time to time. Several theories were given from time to time to explain disease causation, how disease are caused, how they are spread from one person to another. We are talking about communicable disease. Okay, it is now recognized that a disease in the end result, a disease is a result of interaction of three components. Okay, what are the three components? Namely, we can say the components are agent, environment, and host. You can see on your screen the three components: agent, environment, and host. We'll talk about agent first. Agent is a microorganism, or we can say it as germ. Agent is a microorganism such as bacteria, protozoa, viruses that initiate a disease process. An agent starts the process of the disease. Okay, they may contaminate the atmosphere or the environment. Contaminate means they can pollute the atmosphere or the environment. Okay, so the next point, environment. From agent passes the disease to environment. So the environment is the source or medium through which the agent is transferred to the host. Agent is transferred to environment. So, and the environment consists of food, air, water, soil, or objects, and the place of living of animals or plants. Okay, the agent can live and travel only in a suitable environment. Agent cannot travel without environment. Okay, they need a particular environment to travel to reach to the host. If they don't get a proper environment or suitable environment, they die. Okay, so they need a proper temperature, proper pressure, proper environment to travel from one place to another. And the third point is the host. The host is the man itself. We are the host. The agent is reaching to us through environment. So there are three stages: agent, environment, and host. So we are the host. The host is the man himself or animal who becomes the agent to enter, survive, and multiply in its body. We should avoid the microorganisms, guest, who are our enemies. So we should avoid the bacterias, the viruses. The famous is coronavirus. We should avoid going to those places where these viruses are, or going outside a house or in the market where this virus is highly spread. Okay, the environment surrounds both the agent and the host, bringing about their contact and interaction. The state of diseases is the end result of interaction that occur in the suitable and or favorable environment between the agent and the host. Okay, so being infected is the last stage. Agent through environment reach to us, and the last result is we get infected by the virus. Okay, so moving forward, what are the mode or spread of communicable diseases? The slide, this shows how the communicable disease are spread from one person to another. There are different modes how they get spread. So communicable disease may be spread from infectious agent to a suitable host in many different ways. First way is airborne. You can see by coughing or by sneezing. During coughing or sneezing, speaking or spitting and talking, etc., tiny particles of saliva and nasal as secretions are sprayed into surrounding atmosphere. When a healthy, susceptible person inhale some of them, the infectious is conveyed to him. When we cough or when we sneeze without putting our hand on the mouth or face, or without keeping a kerchief in front of our mouth, we give out germs which are spread in the air, and the person next to us inhales it and gets infected through the virus which we give out. Okay, so the droplet spread is usually limited to a different distance of half a meter or 1 meter between agent and the host. Diseases transmitted by droplet spread include whooping cough, measles, mumps, chickenpox, TB, or you can say tuberculosis, influenza, etc. These are some diseases which are spread airborne. And one more example is coronavirus. Like you can see spread in the air also. So we can say the coronavirus is an airborne disease. Next is vehicle borne. Vehicle borne, the example of vehicles are contaminated water, food, raw vegetables, fruits, milk, and milk products. These serve as an intermediate means by which an infectious agent is transported and introduced in a susceptible host. The agent may or may not have multiplied or developed in the vehicle before being transmitted. Diseases transmitted in this way include cholera, dysentery, typhoid, polio, worm infestation, jaundice, eye and skin infections. Flies may also help carry the infections agent from contaminated articles to exposed food. So if we drink contaminated water or dirty water, or if we eat contaminated or rotten food, we may get infections. We may get affected with diseases because these food or this water, they have viruses, they have bacteria which are not good for our body. So we can get disease by these vehicle borne things. Okay, so the next is vector borne. Vector borne is defined as any living carrier that transport an infectious agent to the host. Carriers are like flies, mosquitoes. These are carriers. They carry viruses which infect our body. When the mosquito bite, they put virus in our body, so our body gets infected. The infectious agent passes through a developmental cycle or multiplication in the vector before it can be transmitted to the host. Diseases like malaria, plague are spread in this way. Diseases like malaria, you can see now, malaria are spread through mosquitoes. So mosquitoes are vector borne. Next is direct contact. Some germs do not require any environment at all, but pass immediately from the patient's to healthy person by direct contact. From skin to skin, example leprosy, chickenpox, measles, scabies, skin and eye infections, and the best example is coronavirus. So it is advised if you shake hand with some person, should sanitize your hands, should stand far from each other. So these guidelines are given because the transmission is from skin to skin. If we shake hand, we transmit virus from our hand to other person. So he will also get infected. So these are direct contact. These are examples of direct contact. And the last is entry through skin. Entry through skin, the disease agent may enter directly into skin. The example is rabies by dog bite. If the dog bites us, the virus, the germs from his teeth will enter our skin, our body, through our skin. Okay, and we'll get rabies. If we don't take a proper measure, we don't take proper medicine, we will get infected. So children, today we learned about the types of diseases, the causation of communicable diseases, and the mode or spread of communicable diseases. Okay, thank you. Take care and be safe.